Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Transpicuous News. It's April 9th, 2016, and the insanity goes on. We asked for transparency. Yeah, it just keeps rolling out. I'm going to just do a little brief highlights of some of the shit that's gone by in the last few days. And one of the stories that I thought would be just a brief mention is actually going to turn into probably one of my lead things we're going to talk about today. We'll do that at the very end of the show. Transparency. It's all about transparency. The more we ask for it, the more we're getting. The question is, can we handle the transparency? Because, wow, it's coming fast and furious. Drug Policy Australia put out an article yesterday, 2 days ago. Australia legislates for 100% GMO biotech cannabis and not marijuana. Now, of course, I've been following this very, very carefully because of current projects that we're kind of working on. And the push for legalization of cannabis in Australia is going hard and going fast. But as I keep saying, it's the push for legalization of medicinal marijuana, and for fully legalizing marijuana is going around the world at the moment at lightning fast speeds. The cautionary notes, and I hate to sound like the negative Nelly, who's always kind of trying to be pessimistic and shit, but this is exactly what I've been talking about, especially for the last year. A recent survey by Ron Morgan Research shows 91% of Australians are in support of medicinal cannabis. However, what most do not know is that Australia is allowing cannabis to be grown and imported for the first time, but it is all GMO, genetically modified. Now, I am looking for clarification on this, and I will get back to you all once we have real clarification on this. Because there's a lot more to this than just someone stating it. Now, the GMO issue on marijuana is what I've been talking about, as I said, for a year. I put out several articles, did a special report last April. Isn't it funny how April seems to be a really busy time of year? Yeah, last April 2015 about GMO marijuana and Colorado. Because while everyone was cheering, going, yay, they've legalized marijuana in Colorado, the stories start to come out. Scott's Miracle-Gro by subsidiary Santa Rosa-based General Hydroponics, which is the #1 medicinal marijuana growers in Colorado, bought out by Scott's Miracle-Gro, i.e. Monsanto. And that's what I said was going to happen. We got to watch. Monsanto got all those patents in place. They designed all of that medicinal marijuana, GMO marijuana, which has no medicinal value. You have to get the laws passed first. Then you can push the product, which is exactly what they are doing. Now, like the conversation we had in one of the previous reports a week or two ago about everyone's been cheering about the DARK Act. Oh, we overturned the DARK Act. They couldn't get that anti-GMO labeling law passed through, and everyone's cheering, and all these brands are going to, no, we're going to label our GMOs and all this stuff. I said, yeah. I guarantee, and now even more so, that 99% we will find sometime in the near future, a little piece is going to come out that will tell us that the legal definition of genetically modified, or GMO, has been changed. Which is why all of a sudden you're going to have all this new influx of products coming out there, but they're going to be called something else. It's not going to be GMO. It's going to be called something else. And because they'll have changed the definition of what GMO means, no one will have to worry about these labeling issues. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm following this, but I'm telling you, it's going to come back. We'll find the piece. It'll become very, very clear that this is what they've done, which is why the big push for medicalized marijuana to be made legal, because in and of the making of those laws, there will be the GMO slipped in there somehow. Now, like I said, as far as Australia goes, I have some sources. I'm digging. We'll find out, and I'll let you know once I know. But let's move on, because, oh, guess who's back in the news again? It's CERN. Now, this is funny because, like I always say, always look for the trends, and when it goes all quiet, no one says anything, and all of a sudden you have a shitload of articles come out. CERN is trying to debunk all the conspiracy theories over what they're doing. Wall Street Journal, CERN is seeking the secrets of the universe, or maybe opening portals of hell. Operators of the Large Hadron Collider gear up for battling conspiracy theorists. And we have this long-winded article that goes on and on about all these different conspiracy theories, you know, like the Shiva statue and the fact that their logo looks like 666 and all the rest of it. And they go on about, oh, the stupidity of demonic forces and we're parallel universes and all this. Oh, they're so crazy. Yeah, just goes on and on. And, you know, here's one out of Australia. CERN plans collider run, gears up to battle the conspiracy theories. Oh, International Business Times, which is apparently not going to load. There we go. CERN run of the Large Hadron Collider leads to speculation it could open another dimension and unleash the forces of darkness. And every one of these articles is exactly the same. Here we go. Look, we've got Sputnik and Russia. Same shit. All of them, the same kind of stuff. But what they don't say, is what they actually are doing. What they don't say is the fact that all of this stuff about parallel universes, alternate realities, and opening doorways is what they themselves have publicly stated. So while they're trying to belittle the conspiracy theorists and make it all sound all like, ha, 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 look, they're so silly and so foolish, all those statements came from somewhere inside CERN. Their own scientists talking about opening parallel universes and opening gateways and portals and all these kinds of things. So what is it that CERN's really trying to do here? Is this the preparation for like whatever it is they're about to release next? They've got to get all the conspiracy theories out there so that when the next one hits, they're all prepared and they've got the programming in place for everyone to just go, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, me think so. And CERN, yeah, they're firing again. Unfortunately, when I lost my last computer, I had a backdoor hacked into the CERN live feed that I can't find now. So I will have to be able to grab that data off my hard drive. I will find it again. So I'm kind of stuck with the public one. They've been going. One bunch, two bunches, little bunches, all over the place. They're gearing up. They're in testing phase. We'll have to just wait and see where it goes. So the other interesting article that came out was again about the ice cube, which is the neutrino array that's built in, Antarctica. Antarctica. It just keeps coming up over and over again. And they talk about powerful neutrino that slammed into Antarctica, maybe from a galaxy 9 billion light years away. And this is all about information they found out in August. Yet this article was published April 2nd, which leads me again to say, why are they publishing this article now? Why now? What's coming up? What's the next big thing they're about to announce? And they're just kind of, let's put little pieces out there so the public's all prepared in advance. Little bit of notice. Yeah. Well, here. Let's talk about the Panama Papers. This is getting, well, it's like a circus. And you just can't help but get giggling your ass off more and more as these pieces are coming out. So David Cameron's had to come clean. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has to come clean about his fact that, he actually did have offshore accounts and that. And I love this. We owned 5,000 units of Blairmont Investment Trust, which we sold in January 2010. He's worth 30,000 pounds sterling. And then he says, I sold them in 2010 because I was going to become prime minister. And I didn't want anyone to say, oh, you've got other agendas or other interests, because we believe him. Of course, the other one is the fact that he inherited 300,000 pounds sterling. Sorry, the flies are attacking me. From his dad when his dad passed. This is the same one man who's been, of course, mentioned over and over again in these papers, the Panama Papers. And he says, of course, I don't know where that money came from. And first of all, I'm laughing going, right, your dad was a multi-millionaire, and you only inherited 300,000 pounds. Where's the rest of your inheritance? Somewhere offshore, perhaps, David? And he, of course, he doesn't know where that money came from. And of course, the big one, another one, is the fact that, I have been a couple of U.S. people listed and names released out of these Panama leaks. And I do like the fact that 4 of them that were released are all bigwig executives who are serving time or have been accused of fraud, tax evasion, Ponzi schemes, et cetera, et cetera. So just, again, we're going to just grease the pan a little bit in preparation for all the shit that's about to come out. Of course, the one thing that, again, they're not talking about with the Panama Papers is, these are leaked documents from one company. One company, that's all. One single law firm in Panama. 2.43 terabytes of information about tax evasion files. Are we about to see some more go public? Does this make it open season to go in and hack now offshore legal companies in, Cayman Islands? Or, how about Nevada and Wyoming, where there's thousands of American companies and international companies now got accounts in the equivalent of what is offshore in tax havens. Oh, yes. I think the door is just opening. We'll be following this closely because it could get really, really fun. Now, the 2 of the big giggles is right after the Panama Papers are released. Oh, the IRS headquarters in Washington, D.C. has a fire in their basement. They've got to close down. Oh, was someone burning files? Perhaps, and they didn't quite have the lid on the trash can tight enough when they threw the matches in. And no, a lot of people saw that one, but how many people saw this one the same day? Fire breaks out in a luxury apartment building in Manhattan. This is like the be-all, end-all apartment building where billionaires live. Again, is someone having a panic and burning files, perhaps, knowing what's about to get released with the rest of these Panama Papers? Now, another little piece that came out, because I keep talking about this Iceland thing. Within days of the Panama leaks, a new Icelandic law goes into place that allows the jailed bankers to walk free. 3 of the bankers who were charged with a whole grand total of 4 years each for these grand fraud they perpetrated back in 2008 have gotten off with serving less than a quarter of their sentence. And they've just been let free, which sets legal precedent, by the way, in Iceland, because they're still investigating these bankers. So what precedent was just set? Also, there was an article, and I actually meant to have it pulled up, and somehow, in all the insanity of today, I closed the article down, so I can't really quote it directly. There was an article put out, again, about Iceland is overthrowing the bankers, and they're going to put out their own currency. And I took the article apart piece by piece by piece. I'll actually, I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in here when I do the report that goes with the video. I'll put the whole thing in, make sure you guys can see my responses on it, because, you got to read these things carefully and see what it is that they're actually saying, because it always sounds all nice and like kind of thing like, oh, that sounds so awesome, until you actually look at the words they're using. Now, for the final story of the day, like I said, this one I thought, oh, wow, that's interesting, until I actually went looking at it. This is so far beyond interesting. Did you know that the CIA is directly involved with beauty secrets and skincare? Beauty secrets of the spies. CIA's venture capital arm is funding skincare products for the collection of DNA. I shit you not. You can't make this shit up. You got to read some of this stuff. Now, there's a few points in this that are really astounding. Okay? The previous undisclosed relationship with the CIA might come as a surprise to a visitor of the website Clarista, which is the skincare company, the main product line of Skin Sential Sciences, which boasts a formula you can feel confident and beautiful in your skin's most natural state. Okay. You'd be surprised. They're associated with the CIA. Oh, wait. Let's go down here. This is In-Q-Tel, founded in 1999 by the then CIA Director George Tenet, identifies cutting-edge technology to support the mission of the CIA and other intelligence agencies. Our company is an outlier, and I'd like to know what they mean by outlier, for In-Q-Tel. Russ Leibovitz, the chief executive of Skin Sential Sciences, said during an interview with The Intercept. He conceded that the relationship might make for an unusual and interesting story, but said, if there's something beneath the surface, that's not part of our relationship, and I'm not directly aware. They're interested here in something that can get easy access to biomarkers. Keep that in mind. He goes on to say, I can't tell you how everyone works with In-Q-Tel, but they are very interested in doing things that are pure science. Yeah, I'm sure they are. The CIA fund approached his company, telling him the fund shares an interest in looking at DNA extraction using the methods pioneered by Skin Sential Sciences. Beyond that, Leibovitz said he was unsure of the intent of the CIA's use of the technology, but the fund was specifically interested in the diagnostics, detecting DNA from normal skin, he said. There's no better identifier than DNA, and we know we can pull the DNA out of the skin. But the more you go into this, it talks about In-Q-Tel, which is this CIA. Sorry, guys, I'm being attacked by little flies. I picked a bad choice to record of space, apparently. So this In-Q-Tel, what else are they involved in? The shroud of secrecy around In-Q-Tel belies a 17-year effort to build ties between the CIA and the biggest names in Silicon Valley. Gilman Louis, a video game executive known for publishing bestsellers such as Tetris, Falcon, Civilization, was brought on as the first chief executive of In-Q-Tel. The popular mapping tool, Google Earth, was created around technology developed by Keyhole Corp, an In-Q-Tel-backed company, but it was later acquired by Google. Are you starting to put some dots together here? You know, Google Earth, which is part of the app that they're putting out, and everyone's using that app to pinpoint you on the planet. So things like you can go to eBay and order something delivered directly to you, wherever you are, because it'll track you through your phone using Google Earth technology. Now, do you get the fact that they're now using DNA tracking technology as well? And what that actually means? David Petraeus, while serving as the director of the CIA in 2012, remarked, our partnership with In-Q-Tel is essential to helping identify and deliver groundbreaking technologies with mission-critical applications to the CIA and to our partner agencies. Despite the association with computer and satellite technology, In-Q-Tel also maintains a long-running interest in developing advanced genetic analysis, biological technologies for detection and diagnostics, as well as research into what's known as physiological intelligence. Physiological intelligence. Now here's the thing. The article, which is no longer available on the fund's website, but is preserved on an internet cache, argues that advances in medical research into biomarkers can be leveraged by intelligence agencies for a variety of uses, from airport security to next-generation identification tools. Oh, no. Focus on the word leveraged. What does leveraged mean? Right. Leveraged is what they do with your birth bonds, your straw man accounts. They leverage it, but they have to know where you are in order to decide which corporation country gets to leverage your bonds. This is a tracking device. Oh yes. A diagram of the article calls human skin the body's largest organ and unique underutilized source for sample collection. A senior solutions architect in QTEL notes, the DNA contained in microorganisms in a person's gut or on a person's skin may contain sequences that indicate a particular geographical origin. Okay, now cross-reference. If they can look at the cells and tell your geographical origin, and then they can also track you outside of your geographical origin. Oh, are we now talking about, again, the falling down of borders, the closing of borders, the locking up of borders in the EU? We're talking about all the pandemonium. We got, hell, Trump wants to build a wall to lock out the Mexicans. I think Canadians want to build out a wall to lock out Trump. And borders, 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 geographical origins and tracking devices. Yeah. It talks about some of the articles, some of the other guys they're involved with. In 2013, InQtel publicly announced a strategic partnership with BioNems, a firm that developed a semiconductor device to use to analyze DNA for a variety of diagnostic and human identification applications. Claremont Biosolutions, Biometria, all preparing biological samples for DNA testing, are all backed by InQtel. So I went looking, just a little bit, and came out with this one, Snap DNA. Snap DNA, multiplex DNA testing in minutes from a handheld device. Oh wait, from a handheld device? Again, do you see the dots? Do you see how they all connect? Shit's getting real interesting. The transparency's there, if you can find it, if you see it for what it is. So, interesting stuff, my friends. I'm telling you. Right now, it's coming fast and furious. And every day, there are pieces coming out that are amazing in what they have to say, and the little pieces of transparency. The question is, can you remember them? Will you remember them? Yeah, I'll talk about that later. Anyways, that's it for Transpicuous News today. I will have all the links and all the usual goodies posted with this video. And I'll be back really, really soon. No doubt. Bye, everyone.